Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and Paul Lopez.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Paul Lopez.
And here's what we have lined up for you in terms of conversations this morning. Starting off with Shyne speaking on the state of the UDP and Belize. Saving lives one blood drive at a time. Supporting ACC's work in Belizean communities. Inspiring the next generation with girl empowerment. And Willy Chin returns with new energy for Bacchanal Sunday. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. It's Tuesday morning, so it's a start of the week, and we're excited about what's ahead. And speaking of what's ahead, here's what you need to know, the 5 things you need to know as you prepare to leave your house. You're probably sipping a cup of coffee. First of all, the University of Belize's Faculty and Staff Union, they're not finished. In fact, they're just getting started. And this morning, they're hosting a march from the Governor General Field to the Prime Minister's office in Belmopan, where cabinet is being held, to protest. Secondly, rodents destroy crops in Toledo. Such a sad situation all around. Thirdly, police report crime drop. Major crime, a drop in major crime. That report came out yesterday, except up north. What's happening in the north right now? Also, an American was arrested for shipping guns and ammunitions into Belize. A very interesting case there. And last but certainly not least, one of the things we're looking forward to is Tuesday. KTV The Remix Season 7 live show continues tonight at the Bliss.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's jump straight into it, Paul. I know that a lot of us are still following the union protests that are taking place. I know that we also provided an update to our viewers on News 5 Live last night, highlighting the NTUCB rally that took place that really brought together unions from across the country, including the UBFSU. You would know that we have also highlighted their plight, where they're asking for essentially a salary adjustment, same as we heard from the Belize National Teachers Union, only they believe they are deserving of this 10 years ago. And of course, this is something that they are putting on the table. I believe their figure is
9%.
9%. And so this is an ongoing story and development that we are following.
Yeah, so what will happen this morning is that members of the University of Belize's Faculty and Staff Union will march from the Governor General Field in Belmopan to the cabinet meeting at the Prime Minister's office. My understanding is that's where the cabinet meeting is usually held. If it's not held in Belize City, at the House of Culture, another location, I understand cabinet meetings are also held. And so it appears that this union, they're not letting up. They're demanding their 9% salary adjustment. One of the things that they're making mention of is the fact that the government of Belize, this administration, committed to increasing their subventions. The subventions are the financial support that goes to the university, and they've not seen that commitment fulfilled. And now what they're hearing from the university's leadership or administration is that in order for us to give you that 9%, we need to get that subvention increase. And the unions, they seem to be divided to an extent on this, at least in thought, divided because one, they're saying we need this increase, and two, they're also saying, but it's not our view that we're responsible to source funds for the university in order to be able to get an increase. But they're still pushing for that subvention on the other hand, though they're telling the university's leadership that they're not we supposed to find money for only give we a raise, but showing that they have skin in the game, and they continue to have skin in the game. They're working to, or at least pushing for the government to fulfill the commitment of increasing the subvention. So we will be following that protest this morning and that demonstration, peaceful march, however you would have it, and definitely be providing updates throughout the course of the day.
Well, what we're also going to be getting further updates on is a rodent situation destroying crops in Toledo. And of course, this is something that is of close importance to us. We've just been highlighting the challenges taking place in the sugarcane industry, where they're also experiencing damages to their crops via a fungus called Fusarium. And so on the other side of the map, there's a situation taking place with rodents destroying crops. This, of course, is something that is of deep concern to us. As you can see there, that looks like a squash or a pumpkin, that has been severely infected or affected by some type of rodent of sorts. Have they identified what exactly the rodent is?
Well, the rodent is a rat. I believe what one farmer described on social media, they use the description, small brown rats are just everywhere. What's interesting here is that according to this farmer, this is unlike what they have ever seen. So in other words, they've never seen rodents in their farms eating away at their livelihood, right? And so this farmer says that they, if they do not dig up the fresh corn seeds, they uproot the young corn shoots to consume the seeds. And this person says they planted 7 stalks just for tests, and 0 of those plants survived the rat onslaught. But then this farmer is also saying it's not, the rodents aren't just going after the corn. They're eating anything, the pumpkin plants, the stems, they're killing the plants. And I find it amusing because it's never been seen before.
Yeah.
At least not in this farmer's situation. And he says he doesn't know about the other farms, but it's never been seen before. And so it begs the question, how?
Yeah.
Why? Where?
What's causing it?
What's causing it, or where did they come from?
Yeah.
Some might point to, well, climate change. Some might point to soil. I don't know, the health of the soil. It's just an interesting phenomenon, and we do intend to follow up on it. But in the grand scheme of things, like you said, there's already issues with the agriculture industry up north, and now we're seeing major issues with rodents in the industry down south. I don't know, there's definitely a need for some intervention where the agriculture industry on a whole is concerned.
Yeah, and I think that's the bigger concern that we need to be paying close attention to, because once these crops are affected, it's going to impact us and our pockets when they get to the sellers and the buyers at these local farms, the local markets. And so I imagine with lower stocks available, we are going to see prices jumping up. Yeah. And of course, we do think about the farmers as well, their investment, that the time, the energy that they've put into these crops as well, to see it be damaged, whether it's by fungus or by rodents. It's obviously not something that is going to work for anyone, really.
Yeah, and how do you even begin to get rid of rodents in this large amount right, from a farm, and how do you even begin to stop them from spreading after they've reached a certain point? A lot of questions, and perhaps worthy of a trip down south to really get an understanding of what's happening on the ground.
All right, well, moving things along, we do also know that yesterday was an official presentation by the Belize Police Department where the crime statistics are concerned, ComStat as they call it, and there were some interesting figures coming out of that meeting. One, there's been a highlight that the crime rate is actually down when we compare last year to this year. However, there are notices that there's a little bit of an uptick in the north, and we have been able to identify some of these crimes that have taken place in the northern part of the country. But as you can see on your screen there, this is an overall mapping of major crimes comparison in the first quarter versus second quarter. We are looking at January to June 2024 to January to June 2025.
So Sab, just so we're both on the same page with our viewers, the first side shows 2025 first quarter, second quarter, and then the second side shows January to June 2024 and January to June 2025.
So let's look at the first quarter. I mean, I think of everyone's interest would be murder. That's usually what we think of when we say major crimes, right? And so this is saying that in quarter one, there was 24 recorded murders, and in quarter two there was 17, which is
41 in total. You'll see it over there in January to June 2025. So that's a decrease from January to June 2024, a decrease of some 17 murders, right? So that has to say something about the strategies being employed. Perhaps it says something about the state of emergency that was enacted earlier this year as a result of a spike in crime. And so yes, one of the interesting things that was brought up yesterday was the fact that there has been a sharp increase in the number of rapes reported. That's quite interesting there. An increase of 11 in the second quarter versus 6 in the first quarter, and it seems as if this is a prevailing situation across the first 6 months in 2024 and the first 6 months in 2025, where it's 17 cases, and you could imagine the cases that aren't reported as well, right? But they could only deal with the reported statistics.
Also burglaries as well, which is one that we have really provided coverage on as well. 130 in the first quarter and an increase of up to 142 when compared to last year, which I think is something that we should be paying close attention to as well, because burglaries are the effects of a different issue, which is poverty. People are struggling, and so they feel that they have to take matters into their own hands and obtain property by taking control of it.
Yeah, indeed. And so these are stats that we've spent some time breaking down in our newscast last night, and we intend to spend more time looking at the numbers because people are interested. It says a lot about citizen security, how safe we are in this country. It says a lot about the sort of strategies that police have been able to employ and how effective those strategies have been, whether it is in Belize City, whether it is any other part of the country, because I know that the Belize Police Department, they spend a lot of time focusing especially on those murder statistics because it's very telling in terms of the effectiveness of their enforcement, particularly here in Belize City, where we've seen an increase in gang violence, gang-related violence and gun violence of recent. It's encouraging to see, though, that in the midst of all of this violence, that the numbers continues to tick downward. And it's encouraging, and this trend should be maintained, and we'll be happy, contrary to what some of the top brasses in the law enforcement sector would say. Oh, the media like when that thing happen because it's good for rating. If bleed and not lead, right? Well, contrary to that, we actually appreciate seeing these sort of numbers go down, because at the end of the day, we are from these communities. We are impacted sometimes directly and other times indirectly, and so nobody wants to see a mother crying on television over the loss of their child.
Absolutely. Well, we do want to highlight our final notice to you guys of things we think you should know, and we definitely think that you should be paying close attention to today, because it is KTV The Remix night. It's Tuesday, and my understanding is that tonight is reggae/Caribbean night, and so for you reggae lovers, you definitely want to purchase your tickets. They're only $5, and we will also be seeing I believe 2 eliminations also take place tonight. And so this is where we really get to see if your vote has counted. Remember, the judges have their say, but you, the viewers, the voters, you get your way once you vote for your favorite contestant.
The voting ended on
Sunday,
right?
Yeah.
I think I saw a poll, well, not a poll, a graphic online that kind of showed or gave an insight into how the voting was split.
Really?
Yeah. But not to mention names. I didn't mention any names, but I'm looking for it because I thought it was interesting. All right. So it's the text vote breakdown, right? So if I'm to interpret this as what it seems to be, it looks as if there's 2 individuals that got a large majority of the votes, and then you have some people straddling behind here and there that are working to get votes, and then a couple others that are somewhere in the middle with the amount of votes they're getting. But this is a good graphic to show that people are voting. Are supporting those that they feel should be winning the show, and so tonight I look forward to it. I'm a fan. I'm an avid viewer. I sit down and I watch from it start 8 o'clock to when it finish 1 o'clock in the morning.
Like, 1 o'clock in the morning.
The show go long, but yes, I was saying that to say that we encourage you to watch, to listen keenly, and to get in those votes. It's important that you vote. It's important that you have your say, because, well, the judges, they have their say, like God has said, right? And the viewers, they have their way. I know that tonight guest judge will be Nello Player. There's a graphic, right? So this is the vote. This is the vote breakdown. The one in blue, then there's the one in the pink, then there's a lighter blue, there's a purple. This is basically how the votes were divided after the voting closed at the end of this week. So clearly, if I'm to go with this, there are some favorites. At least a couple of favorites already, right? So the pink, if it's a female, the blue, if it's a male, I don't know. It's not color coordinated. All right, it's not color coordinated. I'm thinking maybe that's how they were thinking, but it's not color coordinated. All right, but clearly there's 2 favorites. Maybe you all in the comments watching, you could guess who those top 2 are. But then clearly there's also like a top 4, right? And then the others are. But tonight is 10. The 10 will move on tonight. So 2 persons will be eliminated from the show.
And we do also want to remind you guys of why we enjoy having and knowing that you guys are watching as well. And so with that, we are encouraging you guys who host watch parties, because I know that there are quite a few people who bring their posses together and their snacks and they watch KTV.
Even their family.
Even their families. Take a quick video and share it with us. Send it to our phone number 675-2555. And the most creative sharing of a video will be able to be featured on KTV The Remix and also win something from one of our sponsors, Sandcast, as well. I heard it's something like a watch party package. So, you know, if you need your snacks and everything for next week, if you have the best video, you might also be able to win something too.
I love it.
So that's awesome. But that does it for what we think you should know. We hope that you find these information useful to you. And as you head out your doors, let's find out what you need to know when it comes to the weather today.
Excellent. So today's forecast is gonna be sunny skies today with a few cloudy spells. Tonight the skies will be partly cloudy. Shower activities will be isolated. So we're gonna get some cloudiness and some showers in between according to the forecast. Right, so today's temperatures along the coast is going to be 89 degrees and Fahrenheit on the higher end and 82 degrees on the lower end. Seems like a really good day to be along the coast as the temperatures aren't too high. You're probably just going to get a lot of that breeze and cool weather. Inland, on the higher end is going to be 94 degrees and on the lower end is going to be 74 degrees. Again, this is the tropics. This sort of temperature we're used to, and it's not too much on the higher end. And then in the hills is where things really drop in terms of the temperature. 80 degrees Fahrenheit on the higher end and 68 degrees on the lower end. Again, take me to the hills. Extended forecast on Wednesday, we're looking at 90 degrees on the lower end and 94 degrees on the higher end, right? So we're keeping probably with that same sort of temperature even into Thursday, where it's 90 degrees on the lower end and 95 on the higher end. That's just a tick up by 1 degree on Thursday. But then things come right back down on Friday, where we have 88 degrees. So we're kind of seeing a drop in temperature later on in the week, and 94 degrees on the higher end, sticking with what we're seeing in the middle of the week. And then on Saturday, again, a cooler day, 88 degrees and 93 on the higher end. One of the lower temperatures for this forecast this week. Let's look at the astronomical forecast. Sunrise, or the sun rose this morning at 5:26 and it's going to set at 6:28. Have you been noticing that we've been having some longer days, or at least longer daylight? So that's what's happening there. The sun sets at 6:28. The moon sets at 9:46 a.m. So the moon is going to set a little bit later this morning, and then it's going to rise tonight at 10:13. Good time to catch moonrise at 10:13 later on if you're like a night owl and you're up around that time. In terms of our marine conditions, the sea state is going to be light chop. Good time to be out at sea. The winds are going to blow from east at 5 to 15 knots. Those interested in those tides, today's low tide begins at 6:59. Give it a couple more minutes and we're going to see that low tide, and today's high tide is going to be at 12:56 p.m. so right after lunch. And then another low is going to take place later on tonight at 7:43, and then tomorrow's high begins at 1:49 a.m. And that does it for our eye on the weather. I hope that helps and guides your day for today. Sabrina?
All right, Paul, thanks so much for that weather update. We got to take a quick break now, and when we come back, we are going to be joined by Shyne Barrow, the leader of the UDP, when we come back.
This is the new era of the Mexican Caribbean. A whole spectrum of colors and hues, multi-dimensional cuisine, holographic beaches. The true new era is within you.
Oh man, one more stroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data, so you can scroll till your fingers cramp. Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
Veracidad, imparcialidad.
Este es el término utilizado.
Hemos estado haciendo el trabajo como organización.
Y tus noticias en español.
Están en aguas beliceñas, entonces esta bandera se queda aquí.
Sintoniza Canal 5 cada viernes a las 7 de la noche.
Tenemos que resolver los grandes problemas de este país.
Su voz importa, su acción cuenta.
Transfusión sanguínea, elementos que indican un deterioro evidente del estado de salud.
Somos Noticiero 5 semanal.
Perdió la vida en un heroico intento de proteger a su hermano. El Tribunal de Magistrados de la ciudad de Belize se paralizó. La policía está investigando 2 asesinatos separados.
Tu fuente de información.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned with us. This is our first conversation for this morning. It's going to be a 2-part conversation, and because we have a lot to touch on, and hopefully we have enough time to discuss all that we'd like to discuss. We have joining us none other than the leader of the United Democratic Party, Mr. Moses Shyne Barrow.
Good morning.
Good morning, Paul. Good
All
morning,
right,
Sabrina.
loving the energy early.
Yes. Very happy to be here.
That's good.
Good morning to V, because she has been inviting me on the show for quite some time.
Yeah.
But I was dealing with a lot of different issues and could not really find the time. And also I thought it was important to give the United Democratic Party the space to sort out many of its internal issues. And I believe the time is appropriate given that we are making steps forward.
Yeah.
Let's first of all talk a bit about your leadership within the United Democratic Party after the March 12th general election.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of questions about the legitimacy of your leadership. What do you understand the UDP constitution say about the legitimacy of your leadership after failing to secure your seat in Mesopotamia?
It is very interesting. Everyone purports to be an expert in the constitution of the United Democratic Party. But I think we will all agree that I have one of the preeminent lawyers in the Caribbean, in that of Dr. Christopher Malcolm, who is the principal of Norman Manley, which is the law school that educates all of the lawyers here in Belize for the most part, with the exception of those that may go to Guyana. So I would trust in his interpretation of the Constitution, and there is not even a need for a legal scholar to interpret what is simply not there. Nothing in the Constitution of the United Democratic Party sets out the process for when the leader loses his seat in the House, except for the leader of the opposition. It does not. detail. It does not even mention what would happen to the leader once the leader is occupying the leadership office upon losing his seat in Parliament. What the Constitution does say is that in order to be a candidate for leader, you have to come from the National Assembly. I am not a candidate for leader. I am the leader. I was duly elected. I was duly endorsed, and my time will conclude October 5th, 2025.
So what do you make of the arguments then coming from others saying that because you lost, you are not entitled to that seat?
It has to be in the Constitution, because opinions, we all have them. You might think Sabrina looks lovely in that color. You may disagree. But at the end of the day, show me in black and white. We can't go based on everyone's opinions. And then at the end of the day, we have a leadership executive, we have a central executive, we have a national party council. And it is not for one person's opinion that is not in the body of authority to determine the way forward. And this highlights, it underpins why it is important to have constitution reform in the UDP, because these types of gaps, if you will, these types of ambiguities and inconsistencies is what causes a lot of the controversies that we have seen the UDP embroiled in over the last few years. So it is very, very important that a reform, revised constitution comes to the floor at the October 5th National Convention, which it is not a matter of discretion whether a motion comes to the floor. Anyone can bring a motion to the floor. You just have to have the 2/3 majority to pass it. But we need to treat with these matters. So it's not an issue where one person says, oh, this is what should happen when the leader loses his seat. He immediately needs to vacate the office of the leader, because there is no such language in the Constitution of the UDP.
Allow me a follow-up quickly, just for us to understand, us, our viewers, what then is your role and responsibility, your functions as leader at this point in time in what appears to be more of a transition period, if you would. Do you have that same level of authority to make certain changes, to establish certain guidelines, understanding that your exit, second exit, we'll talk about the first one, is basically imminent?
Yes. I think what is important to highlight is the fact that the leader never exists, operates, or functions unilaterally. The leader functions within a structure of other leaders and other executives. So I continue to play my role and my function, but I have a team of people, whether it's the central executive or the members of the National Party Council. And one thing I have learned to do over the last 3 years as UDP leader is to consult and to ensure that whatever direction we are going is that which the majority supports. So all of these decisions that you see being taken, while I might be the villain and the face that people choose to have as the target, these decisions are made with consensus and made at meetings where people have the opportunity to voice their dissent. But if the three of us are to vote and Paul disagrees, he can voice his dissent vociferously, as we see in the courts where you have dissenting judges give blistering dissent reports, but the matter is carried based on the majority.
I want to talk really quickly about decision making and the first one that was made in deciding to resign as leader of the UDP, and then later the decision again to retract that resignation.
Yeah. Just as I've been doing for the last, I think it's more than 2 months now, I wanted to give the party space and allow the process to unfold without me being the villain and me being the hurdle or the obstacle. And that was prompted by a position that the now party chairman, who also returned.
Unreturned.
Yes, by a position that he took. And while I saw his interpretation differently, I felt it was important to be guided at that time. And I felt maybe that was how other colleagues felt. And so I said, you know what? I want what is best for the
Other
party.
colleagues being?
Other colleagues, National Party Council, other executives.
Okay.
And what was to happen, what I was assured was to happen, is the same thing that is happening now. National Convention Day to be set, go through the processes. But what happened is the next day, the person that was supposed to be acting in the position turned it over to someone who had absolutely no legal basis by which to assume that office, and that was contrary to what we had agreed. But fine, I took that. Then we saw people say that, well, we didn't need him to resign. We resigned him on October 20th. Notwithstanding the matter still being before the High Court and His Lordship Justice Honduras not having made a decision. So the matter was not any closer to resolution, because rather than the person that was supposed to hold over until a national convention assume that function, they said, listen, I don't want anything to do with this. Here you go. And that led to a hubristic, for lack of a better word, just contemptuous approach to everything, rather than a reconciliatory approach that would have seen everyone fall in line under one UDP. Things continued to proceed with the alliance, doing their thing, not acknowledging Alberta August, not acknowledging the Central Executive, not acknowledging anyone, because in their minds, they were the party. October 20th was legitimate. So there was no resolution. And that led to colleagues complaining about being mistreated, colleagues complaining about nothing is happening. At that point, there were no press briefings happening. Nothing was happening with the party. It was just at a standstill. And colleagues were encouraging me to return. I wasn't the one that came up with the bright idea to retract my resignation, but then I spoke to my lawyer and other legal minds, and they gave the advice, who accepted your resignation? No one accepted my resignation, because in their minds, I didn't need to resign. They resigned me October 20th. And that left the door open, because a resignation is an offer based on the contract we have as an unassociated, an unincorporated association.
And also, who would have been the person or
It would have been Alberta August. It could
to
have
accept
been
it?
Ugo Pat.
Yes.
Could have been any designated the Central Executive Secretary General. So my offer was never accepted. So my resignation was never consummated. And so I rescinded my offer, because that's what it was. It was an offer to resign. And when people say, well, how can you resign and unresign? I've seen many people in the media spectrum leave a certain media house and return to that media house. And I'll call no name. You have someone that I like very much that works here that went and worked for another media house, and now they're here working at the Greater Belize.
Yeah, I'm sure that was
media
under
house.
some different sort of arrangement though, because they're talking employee versus a leader of an organization.
Exactly, and if the organization does not have an issue with the leader returning, just as all the people that criticized me for returning ultimately agreed for Michael Perfit to return. So again, it all depends on your personal opinion and personal view, but the legality of it was in order because the offer was never accepted. And again, so many people purport to be experts at everything, at parliamentary protocol, at the Constitution of the United Democratic Party, but I have to go with the legal advisors, people such as principals of Norman Manley Law School giving me guidance. I'm not just coming up with these decisions arbitrarily.
What do you make of the deputy leader Hugo Pat's position in all of this? You spoke about the assumption that he would take over after your resignation, but then the agreement that was made, but then him essentially handing over to Tracy Panton.
Yes.
What is your overall relationship with him at this time?
Well, I appreciate Hugo Pat very much. I am very grateful for the support that he has given me over the years. And, you know, Hugo Pat is just a person that doesn't want any confrontation. And I can tell you now, colleagues overwhelmingly would like for Hugo Pat to be the person that takes over the UDP because of those character traits. But I'm not sure what his interest is. So Hugo Pat is someone that does not want controversy, does not want confrontation, and tries to make everyone happy. And there are many colleagues who feel that that may be the leader that we need right now. So I have nothing negative to say about Hugo Pat. He has been very supportive of my leadership throughout the years, and I'll leave it at that.
From your point of view, why has the UDP been unable to present a united front as a formidable opposition in this time?
Everyone wants to be leader. Everyone wants to be
Chief, no Indian.
in control. Everyone wants to go their own direction. And even when we look at the government, people are complaining about the government. But how is it that we can be confident that some of the people right now that want to replace the Prime Minister will be any better if they cannot follow the UDP Constitution and the UDP rules? And that is why this is so very important for me. I heard someone say that, oh, it's just noise. The people don't care about the UDP Constitution. Just get it together. It really doesn't work like that. It's not that simple. Right now we have, I believe, the government who I disagree with on very many things, and I've never been shy to express my vehement opposition to the Belizean administration, but I believe they are trying their very best when it comes to this 13th Amendment to arrest the crime crisis that we have, whereas there has to be a balance struck. Will we do more for those terrorizing our communities to preserve their rights, or in the balance of equities, will we preserve the rights of the innocent mother, such as Mrs. Jones and her son that were executed. So the same way that people are saying, oh, can't touch the Constitution, you have to be careful with people's rights. I am saying that it is important that those that want to lead the country and want to sit in the cabinet have the same reverence for the organization that they are party to. No one has a right. People like to talk about Justice Hondora's decision. In that decision, he said about paragraph 48 or 49 that there is nothing in the Constitution of the UDP where anyone has a right to be a member. So if you're going to be a member of such an institution, such a lauded institution that has given us 2 prime ministers, one that served 2 terms, Sir Manuel Esquivel, one that served 3 terms. If you're going to be a part of that organization that will see you possibly leading the country or being a member of cabinet, then you have to adhere to the Constitution. You have to adhere to the rules, and you have to adhere to the authorities that are there to safeguard. And when there is a disagreement, you let the judiciary resolve matters.
But do you not admit, though, that there is a level of noise taking place that I think is frustrating the general public? Beside the fact that there needs to be an adherence and a respect to the Constitution and to the rule of law, I think it goes without saying that the public are frustrated by the infighting when we have said time and time again that if the opposition, the mass party, UDP, does not get their act together, then it affects the level of democracy that we are seeing here. If you guys don't get your act together, the media has to do the extra work. The unions have to step in and fight for what everyone is feeling at this time.
Yeah, shouldn't you be able to put country over party and politics?
I just outlined for you how, in essence, that is exactly what we're doing. Because if you allow certain individuals to have their way, these are people that potentially could be in cabinet, could be your next prime minister.
So you're saying it's a necessary noise?
We would rue the day that these people would lead the country.
Well, a lot of people says the same thing about you, Mr. Barrow.
Which is fine. Which is fine. Everyone is allowed to have their opinion.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, you're making those comparisons about other people, but they say the same thing about you, which goes back
well,
to the fact
you're asking me my opinion.
Shouldn't
you can't be offended that I'm giving you my opinion.
I am far from
I didn't
offended.
ask you your opinion as to what other people's opinions are. You asked me my opinion, and I'm just giving.
So let's talk a bit about your perspective on what happened on Saturday. You are inside that meeting room. What did you come out of that meeting with? You all were hosting an NPC meeting to reinstate, if you would, those expelled members and those who weren't in good standing.
Yes.
What can you tell us about what happened inside that meeting?
Well, I can tell you that while trying to ensure that we have an organization where people are compliant with the rule of law and people adhere to the authoritative bodies, colleagues are cognizant of the noise, the frustration coming from the public, wanting to see a cohesive opposition that is united. And so I can say that the atmosphere, the intention was to come there and vote unanimously to reinstate colleagues that were expelled or not in good standing, and to set the date for the national convention, which is what we did.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a smooth day to bring back unity within the United Democratic Party.
Yes.
We understand that most of the expelled members were promised to be reinstated, minus Patrick Faber, though.
Well, you see again, You have to speak the entire truth.
Okay, well, please correct me.
Well, no, you're the...
So we had an interview with the chairman of the party, and he expressed that Patrick Faber was not included.
Why?
Please.
No, I'll say this. We have to have it one way, not both ways.
Okay.
As I tried to explain to you why we're having the difficulties we're having, you said to me, oh, but people don't want to hear about that. Tired of the discord.
Yeah.
And so I'm not interested in talking about that one member who we all know committed another infraction by attempting to interfere with the National Party Council meeting. I have no interest in rehashing that. We all know who that individual was, and everyone agreed except one person abstained, didn't object, just abstained, that that person should not at this time be reinstated based on the actions. We just can't have that type of behavior. That is not the message that we want to send to our membership and to our country. We have to respect the rule of law. Things don't always go the way you want it to go, but you have to know when and where.
In terms, on the expulsion, matter of the expulsion, we know that the court made a ruling on that, as well as the convention, the October 2024 convention, and we know that clarity was sought on the expulsion from the court as well. It appears that you've embraced the ruling on the convention, but you've had some issues with embracing the ruling on the lawfulness/unlawfulness of the expulsion. What do you understand by unlawful in the context of Justice Hondura's ruling where the expulsions are concerned?
Yes. Justice Hondura was very clear. We do not need any clarity. Justice Hondura was absolutely clear. And if you read the judgment, as far as the National Convention that was purported to be held October 20th, he said that was not a UDP National Convention. But he did not stop there. He went further and he said, whatever resolutions, whatever motions, anything that happened October 20th at that purported convention has no bearing on members of the UDP or the UDP as an organization. That is what Justice Hondura said. When it came to the expulsion, Justice Hondura said that it was unlawful, not in compliance with the UDP constitution, which means, unlawful means void.
Illegal.
Yes. Void.
Right,
void of no effect. Which are the words the defendants asked to be added for clarity. We did not need that clarity. What is important for everyone to accept is what Justice Hondura said May 7th, and what he said again as he gave his clarification, is that he declined to declare the defendant a member of the UDP. He declined. That is what Justice Hondura said. This is not, and this is where we have to be responsible. This is not Shyne Barrow's opinion. This is not Paul's opinion. This is what he said. And he gave the reasons that he declined, including where there are allegations, true or false, of a member bringing the party into disrepute, a member engaged in abhorrent misconduct. It would be inappropriate for the judge to compel that association to reinstate that member. He said that there was no evidence provided to him that any member had a right to be a member. This is what
Yeah.
Justice Honduras.
Allow me to ask how is it that why is it there would be a need to reinstate if an act is declared void, ineffective in essence? So that then reverses whatever was done at that point to its original position, if you would, because now this decision that expels them or removes them from the party no longer exists. It's void, it's not effective. So then now, how do you find the need to reinstate, to put back what the judge says was never removed to in the first place?
So I for the management of time, I would say to you, Paul, rather than hear my opinion, why is it that you can't accept that the judge himself did not say that? Why didn't the judge say there is no need for me to offer any order or any declaration for the defendant as a member of the UDP because it is null and void? So I don't even need to address that matter. That is what you need to reconcile within yourself to answer that question, right? The judge had the opportunity to say exactly that. This is null and void, so there's no need for me to offer a declaration because it's as if it never happened. Instead, he did not leave the matter ambiguous. He addressed the matter head on. What should be the remedy? And he said, I, in my learned wisdom, decline to declare Ms. Pantan a member of the UDP, and he listed out the reasons and the case law. You cannot force an unincorporated association to accept someone as a member. There's high court decisions in the UK where justices have said, okay, you don't want the person as a member, you did not follow the procedures to expel them, so here are the damages. Give them back their membership fees.
All right.
Yeah.
That is the remedy.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to ask Mr. Barrow about the way forward for the UDP. We're also going to, you heard him talk about the 13th Amendment. We're going to get his thoughts on that, and as well as him being able to continue leveraging his influence and relationships in the U.S. to put Belize on the map.
And
when we come back.
And
some of KTV, but we'll ask all those questions when we come back. We'll take a quick break.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomie. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
back. Thanks for staying tuned. We have another few minutes with Mr. Barrow, and we do have a few more questions to get through. So we want to thank you for staying tuned, Mr. Barrow. We want to thank you for staying here as well. A pretty good conversation so far. I want to ask a bit about the former leader, former prime minister's involvement in the attempt to broker unity within the United Democratic Party. It seems as if there's an increase in involvement on his part of recent. How do you take to that?
Well, the former Prime Minister, former party leader Shyne Barrow, has always tried to do everything in his power to ensure that the party would be in the best position that it could be in without favor to anyone. And it has been no different with this current impasse, and he must be commended for trying to work with all sides. If it was not for him, I don't believe that we would even be in the position where we had an agreement. I won't get into the details of who broke the agreement, and because that's just further controversy. We want to move forward. But I definitely thank Shyne Barrow for getting both sides to the table, and as the elder of the party, coming up with something that he felt was concession on both sides, that both sides could live with.
When we look at the way forward, what exactly are the closest steps that we can anticipate to see the United Democratic Party in a place of healing?
Well, so what we would like is to have our conventions for the constituencies. We have 18 constituencies that will be having special constituency conventions because we had duplicate candidates.
Yes.
So regardless of whether somebody get 100 or somebody get 500, we need to be fair. And there were candidates that ran for the party that were official candidates, and then there were candidates that were purporting to run for the party. And so to resolve that confusion, that duplication, let the people decide.
Yeah.
Rather than Shyne Barrow and Michael Perfit and Alberta August saying, well, these will be the candidates. We're going back to the people, which I believe is the most just course of action. So we would like to see that happen. The applications are open right now. They will be closed, I believe, next week, Friday, and we will commence with either endorsement conventions or the special constituency conventions, and we will have 18 new or returning caretakers and their executives, which will then proceed to vote in the National Convention for a new leadership executive. And we hope, which is why I don't want to get into who wasn't reinstated, and I myself want to restrain myself from getting into any further bloodletting, and hope that we can move forward keeping internal matters internal, and we can move forward reconciling and trying to bridge the gaps where there still may be differences, and have the opposition that the country is demanding and deserves.
How would that bode for you in terms of looking at Mesopotamia, for example? We know that Lee Mark Chang is currently the area representative.
Yes.
Should there be a convention and the general public votes in favor to have you as the caretaker, how would that work?
I have agreed not to challenge Lee Mark Chang at this time. I want to be clear, at this time. I am not prepared to relinquish my commitment to the people of Mesopotamia. I want to make that unequivocally clear. I intend to be the area representative when the next general elections are called. How we go about that, in the interests of party unity, in the interest of trying to settle things, I am prepared not to have a convention in Mesop, which would be one of the constituencies where you had duplicate candidates, and allow the agreement that was brokered by Prime Minister Barrow to hold. So at this time, we will move forward. I remain the caretaker up until the national convention, and thereafter Lee Mark and his team will take over.
A couple more questions for the sake of time. First, personally, you've been able to leverage your relations and influential connections in the U.S. to put Belize on the map. How have you been doing that lately?
I am working on some private sector projects, tourism related, hospitality, because there's a vast amount of people that associate Belize with Shyne and really would like a Shyne experience when they come to Belize, which I have not been able to give them because I've been focused on politics. So whether a resort, a restaurant, souvenir shops, even a tour curated by me, those are things that I'm investing in as we speak. I have my 25th anniversary coming up, so I'll be doing some special things in relation to that around the world. And so yeah, those are things that will continue to put Belize where it rightfully belongs as one of the premier destinations. We also have the projects with Disney, where we have a bio movie that is still in the works. We have a bio TV series that is still in the works, and we have my memoir. So these are all things that will continue to promote Belize on the highest level possible, because regardless of whatever criticisms people may have as far as my political life, I have always used my platform as far as global media to promote Belize, and that has not changed because I'm not in the House of Representatives.
Since your exit from the House of Representatives, can you still travel to the U.S. to do business?
Yes, I have switched my category from an A1 to an O1.
A1 to an O1?
Yes.
So you still have your visa?
Well, my A1 visa is not expired and it has not been revoked.
Excellent. So let me ask finally, just for your thoughts on, I see that you have publicly declared your support for the 13th Amendment bill. Talk a bit in brief about why you're supporting it.
I said when I expressed support was on the heels of the murder of Mrs. Jones and her son, which is abhorrent, shocking to the senses. And something has to be done. And I've been a vociferous critic of the Briceño administration, the Minister of Police, the former Compol. But at some point, you have to find middle ground, and you have to support an effort being made to deal with the crisis of crime. Now, it does not mean that I support the violation of anyone's civil rights. But if we have to make a decision between the civil rights of those who are terrorizing our nation and those who are innocent civilians, such as the innocent mother who was gunned down in her yard and her son, then difficult decisions have to be made. I asked the government to consider the constructive criticisms of the stakeholders and take into mind what it is that they say can make the legislation better, and let's try to come up with as good a bill as practical. Does not mean that the bill is perfect, but there are many people that feel Bukele-esque legislation and policies need to be implemented. The idea that because of poverty, someone will kill an innocent mother and a disabled person is not acceptable. We have to understand that there are some people that need to spend a long time in prison. I'm not in favor of the death penalty. I'm not even in favor of someone necessarily rotting in prison for life under many circumstances. But something needs to be done. We can't wait to make sure that poverty is alleviated and education is free for every at-risk youth, and all of these different social root causes of crime are solved in order to do something to deal with the people that are terrorizing our streets. And I believe that I am in a very keen position to speak. I was a victim of gun violence. I was shot when I was 16. I've seen friends killed. I grew up in a gang-infested, impoverished neighborhood. I was involved in the criminal justice system, being incarcerated for quite some time. So it is not that I want to see young people, at-risk people, whisked away to Hattieville and deprived of their rights. And I am in my constituency every day with many of the people that are involved in this life. And I try to encourage them to do the right thing. And there are many of them that want to do the right thing, but there are some of them that don't, and there must be consequences. So I appreciate the lawyers, I appreciate the stakeholders that have issues with the 13th Amendment. The government is having consultations, I believe, at the Swift Hall, and I'm not sure if the House committee consultations have already taken place. And again, I take this opportunity to implore the Prime Minister, to implore the Minister of Police to consider with a view to implement, to incorporate the constructive suggestions of the stakeholders, but something has to be done.
So you're saying that you support it, but with consideration from the public and from stakeholders?
That is what I said when I first made my statement. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Barrow, we are out of time.
We do want to. Yes.
We have to. I didn't say out of time for the other issues.
We understand that you are an avid follower of KTV The Remix, so much so that you would like to. He said he loves the show so much he is even considering to be a guest judge. I was told through the grapevine.
Yeah, yes. Certainly you've made
for the final.
Yeah. All right. Well,
for the finals.
You heard it right there, producer of KTV. But you are also offering your support to the winner as well by providing.
Yes, we want to provide 2 nights at one of the best resorts in Belize. I won't say the resort yet because I'm still fine-tuning the details. But yeah, we'll offer 2 nights.
Okay.
And the round trip tickets.
But if you're judging the final, we can't have no dispute about who win or who not win, right? Who are the top dog and who are not the top person.
I'm not the appropriate.
No. But it was a pleasure having you here.
Yeah.
We appreciate the opportunity to discuss, these hard conversations that have been taking place.
Yes.
And we hope to have you back very soon.
And I'd just like to close. Good morning to everyone. And to the people of Mesopotamia. I know it's back to school, so please 614-0892. We'll be offering the EOB Barrow Scholarship Fund that I've done for the last 12 years in Mesopotamia to try to help as many people as possible with our limited resources, and we will have our annual back to school backpack give out very soon. So reach out.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you all the best. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We have much more conversations to look forward to right here on Open Your Eyes.
Leomar Langsert, and I'm a teacher, and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer with these online that Belize Bank offered is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Let's all be safe during the rainy season. Belize Electricity Limited reminds you that heavy rains can cause flooding in your neighborhood and on roads. Avoid driving or walking in flooded areas, which can have hidden dangers such as debris and fallen power lines. Belize Electricity Limited cares about your safety. Please stay safe.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Greater Belize Media introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs in Greater Belize Media prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Greater Belize Media Daily Obituaries. Honor in life, reverence in death.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We are jumping straight into a second conversation, and this one has to do with an upcoming blood drive set to take place tomorrow. We are joined by Andrea Galati. She is the Quality Assurance Manager representing the Business Development Manager and Deputy AHR, a lot of roles, Andrea, representing the Belize Specialists Hospital. And also joining us is Sarai Rosado. She's a laboratory technologist. Ladies, thanks so much for joining us and welcome.
Thank you for having us this morning as well. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Yes. So, a blood drive taking place tomorrow, and this is from the Belize Specialists Hospital. Before we get into the blood drive, let's talk a bit about the hospital, the location, and what you guys do.
Okay, so we're located in Belize City at 3671 Blue Marlin Avenue, right across from Belize Healthcare Partners Limited, formerly known as Belize Gastroenterology and Endoscopy Center, or also known as Dr. Gabriel's Clinic.
Okay.
Most people know the clinic by that name. He's definitely made a history for himself, starting out in 2009 as the first privately owned clinic in Belize City. And 2015, he decided, okay, well, we're specializing in certain areas, but we need to expand because we can't have patients coming in and they're limited to the amount of services that we have to offer. So we're known as a specialist clinic. That does not mean that we don't cater to other services as well. We're known mostly for gastro, but we also cater to physiotherapy, urology, diabetology, and the list goes on.
Wow. So is it huge staff, small staff making all of this happen? Talk about
I
the
would
staff
say
there.
we're a moderately sized staff for now, but we have grown quite a bit over the years, and not being biased, I must say that we have a genuinely professional, caring staff 24/7 round the clock from beginning of customer care to the end.
Diving straight into the blood drive that is set to take place, let's talk about the importance of having this initiative and, of course, what we seek to achieve with it.
Okay, so I'll just start off and then I'll pass it over to Sarai. As many people know, when you have patients that are undergoing surgeries, medical procedures, pregnant women, even babies who are newly born who have difficulty, having blood on hand is super important because you never know what the emergency is. So you can't have emergency patients coming in and you don't have blood units readily available to provide to them for whatever trauma they may have, whatever situation they may have, but I'll let her elaborate more on that.
All right, Sarai, let's talk about the blood drive and how it will be taking place tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow the blood drive will be from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and we are encouraging the community, people who are eligible to come and support, come for us to help us attain, you know, some blood donations, which is important for the hospital, as she had mentioned that. It is crucial for us to have supply of blood so we could provide those patients in case of emergency.
Do we see a lot of people coming in needing blood and there's a sense of low supply taking place right now at the hospital?
I wouldn't say low supply per se, but as we mentioned, you never know when you're gonna get an emergency call. And not just by law, but our practice alone, we will never turn away a patient. We will do all we can to help them at any point in time, whether it's an emergency, it's a walk-in, it's an appointment, it's a consult. You can come in right now and say, hey, I just want to do some blood tests. We have to make sure that we're ready to do that. But when it comes to the blood units itself, it's crucial. That is life or death for some patients. So
are there commonly asked questions that patients might come with? Maybe a couple of patients might come when it comes to blood and needing blood. When do you need blood? What are perhaps some of the commonly asked questions?
From a customer care viewpoint, I would say most patients want to know what their blood type is, and we do offer that. I'll let her elaborate on what we'll be giving back to donors tomorrow, because we will be giving them 3 different free blood tests once they donate. So, but I'll give her the space to elaborate on that. But people like to know what their blood type is. Some people don't know, they forget. And know your blood type can't change. We've heard that question before. I have, at least. I know it can't. It's one blood type throughout your whole life cycle. Certain people can't donate blood and they want to know what the restrictions are. When you're applying to donate blood, you have to go through a survey process, which enables you to know what your conditions are, state those conditions. If you're allergic to certain things, you won't be able to donate. And that's standard, because if you, like, say I'm allergic to penicillin, I can't donate blood because I can put another patient at risk by giving them my blood, and if they react the same way I do, it can be detrimental to their health, right? So we have to educate people properly when they're coming in to donate blood. Another common question is, how much blood can I give at a time? 1 pint, 2 pints, etc. And how am I gonna feel after I donate? Am I gonna feel woozy? Am I gonna feel dizzy? Will I be okay to drive? Will I be okay to go back to work? Do I need to rest? Things like that. And I think some situations vary. I think it depends on your health situation. If you have underlying conditions, etc., you shouldn't be donating blood at all. And to add, when women are, excuse me for saying this on camera, but menstruating, we don't encourage that at all, because you're already losing blood. So that's a general statement I want to share. It's non-discriminatory, but it's important to know that.
So what are donors getting back during this blood drive?
Okay, so as a token appreciation to all those donors, we will be providing free lab tests, which includes urinalysis, their blood type, and a complete blood count. Yes, those are the lab tests we'll be providing to our donors.
All right, fantastic.
I thought you would have said a glass of sangria to just cool them mood.
I mean, we'll have snacks and refreshments afterwards for free, right? And of course, a big thank you as well. So, like Sarai mentioned, we encourage everyone to come out as quick as you can. It's greatly appreciated, and I think it's important to let people know the benefit of donating blood. You're helping people get through their trauma, getting through their emergency situations. You're saving their life, basically. And sometimes, like I mentioned, you never know when you need blood. We can be going through a surgery and automatically, hey, and we need an extra pint of blood. Do we have O positive? Do we have AB? What do we need? And we need to have it available because that patient's life is literally in our hands. So it's integral for people to understand the benefit of that and how it helps them too. They have certain benefits for blood donors as well. You know, you get to know your underlying health conditions by donating blood. Obviously you test the blood and you're able to see, okay, what's their blood count, what type of blood do they have, is there anything that we need to check or mention to them. One of the common things people ask is, can I check if I have HIV when you take my blood? Yes, you can. Right, things like that. So
all right, so remind us once more of the date and the location
and
where
time.
the blood drive is being hosted and the time.
Okay, so it's tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Belize Specialist Hospital, 3671 Blue Marlin Drive, right across from Belize Healthcare Partners. And we encourage everyone to come out, donate blood if you can, spend a little time with us and get to know our staff as well. We always welcome new people, getting to know whoever walks through our doors and open our services to them at all times. And we're very grateful.
All right, well, ladies.
I might just come by for some free snacks.
You're welcome to come.
And donate blood, of course.
Get a free checkup. We have a men's health care package.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we got to take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, the conversation switches into inspiring the next generation with girl empowerment.
Orthopedic health is very important. Our bodies can be so strong and yet still so delicate. Injury is something that we cannot prevent. We could try to mitigate the risk of extreme injuries. However, it is very, very important that you know and understand your body.
As we get older, our bones are getting softer. It's hard to treat degeneration which already happened. The first treatment is a lifestyle modification and the support of physiotherapists. I am Dr. Sergey Adonin, an orthopedic surgeon, and we are watching Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History. Choose Contributions. Read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
Oh man, one more scroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data so you can scroll till your fingers cramp. Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome back. We are moving things along, and there's been a slight shift in our lineup. We are joined now by representatives of the Anglican Cathedral College as well as the Anglican Diocese of Belize. Here with me is Janine Longsworth. She is the Vice President of the Anglican Cathedral College. Also with us, the Principal, Paulette Augustus, and Mappy Smith. She's a representative and friend in support of the Anglican Diocese of Belize. Ladies, thanks so much for joining us and welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
So we are going to be discussing fundraisers and the ways that the Anglican Cathedral College, ACC, for those of you who might know them by their acronym, but as well as the diocese, have been working in communities to do their part,
Yes.
fundraisers-wise. Let's begin with the importance of having initiatives like this in the first place. I don't think it's very often we have high schools and dioceses join us where they speak about their collaborations for
Yes.
communities.
All right. As part of the ACC Anglican collaboration, we are having a reunion dinner dance. But to give a little history, our ACC community stems way back to students from St. Michael's College for boys, St. Hilda's for girls, and then we amalgamated into what is now Anglican Cathedral College, ACC. So with that, we have tons of students, past students, alumni. So we're trying to bring all of them together to support our cause. And of course, all of this falls under the Anglican Diocese of Belize. So that's a collaborative effort that we're doing, because then we want our students to give back, right? Because we're looking to create safe school environment for our students. We're looking for building, of course, equity in education for our students as well. And then we want that to be the platform where our alumni give back and support what is it that we're doing for their school, because we want them to take ownership of what ACC is for them, and how is it that they can create that platform for our now students and see how they can take pride in what ACC is and keep on building on top of that. So we want to create that legacy between our past and our present and prepare for our future.
Yeah, Miss Longsworth, have you found that there is this desire within alumni to give back to the school?
Well, most definitely. We have a very good alumni group. Definitely, like the principal shared, St. Hilda's and St. Michael's is probably most known, but ACC, since the amalgamation in 1982, has definitely have had their own set of students who want to give back. The mayor just the other day, if anybody was tracking it, was in New York with the Friends of the Anglican Diocese, and he did the first contribution towards the endowment fund. He is an alum of Anglican Cathedral College.
The deputy mayor as well,
and the deputy mayor as well, Eliud Miller. So definitely we have a vibrant group. So we have a vibrant group, and they want to give back to their school. Anglican Cathedral College has been around for quite a while, and we want, like the principal said, we want to make sure that we're there for years to come, and doing that is supporting events like this.
You know, I think the importance of also having events like this is for current students to see what you can become as well. When we think of persons like the mayor and the deputy mayor graduating from ACC, these are examples for current students there to have them see that, hey, I could be a leader in government. I could, you know, be a contributing member of society as well. I want to speak about the diocese involvement. Of course, we have Ms. Smith here with us, speaking of the role that you guys are also playing in this fundraiser as well.
Right. So I do the companion relations for the diocese. So Friends in Support is one of our partners in New York who raise money for anything diocesan that we need. And their mission was specifically to help education in Belize. So they're the ones coming in to have this big event in Belize. And we are very happy. What I do facilitate that everything happens for them. And we have several companion dioceses throughout. We probably have Ohio and different areas in the US where people raise to help the diocese because they know the work that the diocese is doing under the leadership of the bishop, who is extremely committed, a vocation to make this everything work for a diocese. And what he has inspired people like us who are lay persons to help to get these things done. At this time, he's really in charge of the whole Caribbean because we don't have an archbishop. So the bishop is very busy. So lay people have to step up. And I would be one of those people who have also found that it's very important. So when this group comes in, I facilitate. I make sure it's a whole reunion. We just finished having one in May. So we want to make sure that this one is just as successful. It was, and Anglicans can have fun.
Yeah.
You know, people don't, well, we are like a fun.
I believe you.
You know?
I believe you.
We're still trying to get the young people on board because sometimes the older ones like the band. Listen to me. And when you said about people, we have had a generation from ACC under the leadership of, under St. Hilda and St. Michael's, where the former Governor General, he just called me to, what time you going on? I said, who else can you invite from your area, Sir Carville?
He was
yes, Shyne Barrow, Said Musa, Billy Musa.
And we would be here quite a while.
Yes,
all of them. The whole show is all together.
It's almost 80 years.
Yes.
All together, yeah.
No. So this is big, and they're calling. I said, Governor General, who else from your area? Well, I'm not sure how much more people are alive with 893, but he said, I know Delhard Courtney. So you see, I had to bring out people name. We have to call me up and say, we want you there, you know, because we want to acknowledge some of these people and just to look at where we are and how we want to be. And we want to support big, but it's going to be a fun night too.
Okay.
And I am also here because the following day is a whole Anglican weekend. We're doing a Diocesan Day. So Anglicans will be marching from St. Mary's, and they will be going to All Saints. And All Saints, just like philanthropy, Anwar Barrow just raised that whole yard. I don't want to say how much money he spent on it, but so we're having it there because Belizeans also contribute. That was his school. He went there. He's promoting that. So we want, it's not just for foreigners to support the diocese, but we have a lot of partnerships with people in Belize. Yeah. Some people give up their time, some people give up their talent, some people give up their treasures. Yeah. Whatever you have, the Anglican diocese needs you. A lot of people are retired, they don't know what is their next move. Some people don't like, how do you make a difference in Belize? Help us to achieve the goals we want in helping young people especially.
All right, so let's get some more details on this event, this big fun event, reunion event that we're having. When is it taking place? What are we looking at?
It's August 9th, and it's going to be at the Biltmore, the Best Western. Excuse me. And it's only $100 per person, and it involves food, dance. Superior band is going to be there,
man.
So we can't go wrong with that.
About fun.
and we're going to have a lot of mingling as well. There's going to be silent auctions. We're going to have a full lineup of past principals, teachers who are going to be there. I know a lot of people have been saying that, you know, Michael's and St. Hilda's, those are the older colleges, but there's definitely something there for our ACC graduates as well. And so we want to invite them to come out and make sure that they're all a part of this wonderful and amazing event. A lot of work has gone into it, and I can guarantee there's going to be a lot of fun.
And it's for a greater purpose.
And
let's talk a bit about that. What the funds or the proceeds are going to?
All right, the proceeds goes directly to we just launched our endowment fund, as Miss had mentioned, in New York. So that is also a part of uplifting our institution. Of course, it's going on so many years. It's almost 40 years as ACC alone. Excuse me. So the endowment fund is a part of our school improvement plan. So we're looking to resurface our whole entire school, change the aesthetics, so it becomes a welcoming, safe environment for our students, right? So that is what it goes to. Part of it goes towards that, and of course part goes to the Anglican Diocese of Belize.
All right, fantastic. Well, ladies, this sounds like it's going to be an exciting event.
Sure is, and you're welcome to join as well.
Even if we don't know,
even
if you're not an alum,
of course.
So we do invite friends
in support of the Anglican Diocese.
All right, and I'm a friendly person.
Of course.
Well, it's been a pleasure, and we wish you guys all the best.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we take another quick break, but when we come back, we are going to be jumping into Willy Chin returning with new energy for Bacchanal Sunday.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from Axi Power Tools. Axi Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your Axi line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with Axi Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Oh man, one more scroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data, so you can scroll till your fingers cramp. Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
As an athlete, orthopedic health is very important. Our bodies can be so strong and yet still so delicate. Injury is something that we cannot prevent. We could try to mitigate the risk of extreme injuries. However, it is very, very important that you know and understand your body.
As we get older, our bones are getting softer. It's hard to treat degeneration which already happened. The first treatment is a lifestyle modification and the support of physiotherapists. I am Dr. Sergey Adonin, an orthopedic surgeon, and we are watching Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
As an athlete, orthopedic health is very important. Our bodies can be so strong and yet still so delicate. Injury is something that we cannot prevent. We could try to mitigate the risk of extreme injuries. However, it is very, very important that you know and understand your body.
As we get older, our bones are getting softer. It's hard to treat degeneration which already happened. The first treatment is a lifestyle modification and the support of physiotherapists. I am Dr. Sergey Adonin, an orthopedic surgeon, and we are watching Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
It's time to wake up, move, and feel amazing. Get your heart pumping and your energy flowing with Morning Boost, a fun and dynamic workout show to kickstart your day. Whether you're a beginner or a fitness pro, we've got the moves to keep you motivated. So grab your mat, set your alarm, and let's get moving. Morning Boost, weekdays at 6 a.m., only on Greater Belize Media.
This is the new era of the Mexican Caribbean. A whole spectrum of colors and hues, multi-dimensional cuisine, holographic beaches. The true new era is within you.
Oh man, one more scroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data, so you can scroll till your fingers cramp. Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
Veracidad, imparcialidad.
Este es el término utilizado.
Hemos estado haciendo el trabajo como organización.
Y tus noticias en español.
Welcome back, Sabrina, and welcome back to our viewers. Thank you all for staying tuned with us. This conversation is all about Bacchanal Sunday. It's a huge event coming up, and of course, we have joining us on set none other than the organizer of this event, no stranger to this couch, Mr. John Marsden.
Hey, Johnny.
As well, we have joining us via Zoom from somewhere in the world, international DJ Willy Chin.
Wow.
Good.
Such a pleasure having you here with us.
All right, so good morning to both of you gentlemen. Let's get right into it. John, Bacchanal Sunday, what would it talk about?
So, Mars Production created in 2023 this series of parties called Bacchanal Sunday. We started with Heaven with featured Moto. Then we move on over to Girl Power featuring Cecile. Now this one is called Summer Fling. So, real quick history, back in 2010, 2015, the biggest thing that Belize was the Black Chinese Song Crew. The biggest DJ on that crew at that time was Willy Chin. So I felt I needed to regain, or Belize needs to regain the look of Willy Chin, Black Chinese. And I hit him up, we spoke a while, and we said, you know, let's make it happen, let's bring Willy back to Belize. Belize is missing, we're having repetitive of DJs, right? And what better way to bring back old school kind of feel than the biggest influential DJs and most DJs of today. All of Belize DJs are sure this guy is influential too.
Yeah, correct.
Right? All the newer DJs that we class as the hit things now, pretty sure this guy's influential to them.
Right.
I mean, the Black Chinese Song Crew, if you recall a Black Chinese mixtape, when CDs was a thing, the biggest thing was Black Chinese. Willy Chin is very creative. He was very influential in making these CDs the hit. So I'm looking forward to Belize getting to know him on Sunday, July 27th. We're hosting at the brand new, I mean, they're just basically a month-old Grand Resort and Residence, right?
Fantastic.
That huge building on the western,
yes, next to the Hallover Bridge.
Wilson Highway.
Yeah.
It's northern, sorry. But yeah, so that little area there is where we're going to host the party. It's a very beautiful, beautiful, wicked ambience. We're going to set it up so that everybody comes in is wow, they'll come in bright colors. It's Summer Fling, it's a bright edition. So we want everybody to come brightly dressed, ready to party, ready to experience Willy Chin at his best.
Yeah.
And we have a good host of local DJs with him. We have DJ Jago out of Belize City, he's fresh off of the cruise ships. We have YG song, Firestarter song, DJ Cad, and we're hosting it with, of course, we're lining up with Willy Chin as the headliner. We're bringing selector Mike from LA, so it's two international DJs coming on one set. he's opening for Willy, and then Willy will come and shell on the party, and it's all being hosted by DJ Max. The price to come in is very, very, very cheap. It's $40. If you want your cocktail table, it's only $75. You can call my number at 622-9754. You pay deposit it to the account. Send me a name that you want on the centerpiece for your cocktail table, and you're set, ready to go and ready to come party with us.
That's a very affordable pricing, John. I must say, out of all the events that you're doing, you've done, I've never heard of a $75 cocktail table, right? So I think they usually they update, so that's good. I want to bring Willy Chin into the conversation. You guys, Black Shyne, basically, in my view, laid the foundation for marketing on another level where DJs are concerned, for exposure and publicity, influence, setting the stage and influencing the way we listen to music and the way DJs navigate their craft in today's day and age. So your influence expands. I want to talk a bit about your return, as this is being branded, to Belize even, and what it means for you.
Yeah, actually Belize is one of those places is one of our biggest fan base, actually. And we still travel. This is my return to Belize, but I'm still active out in the streets. I'm in Atlanta right now. Just shelled on this party called Rum Punch Brunch. But yeah, definitely back to Belize. The last time I was in Belize was like 3 years ago, maybe 4, for Orange Walk Carnival or something like that. But honestly, Belize, everywhere we go around the world, will still represent Belize. I'm on Uba Soca, represent Belize. I'm probably the only one playing any punta on Uba Soca. You know what I'm saying? So I just represent, like, Belize is straight, like, to my heart, and I'm just glad to be back.
What can those in attendance expect from your performance?
Man, just expect 200% from me, and just expect something creative, something brand new. I'm mixing up genres, so expect the unexpected. I'm gonna be mixing up dancehall, reggae, soca, punta, reggaeton, everything. You're gonna get everything, you know? So just expect to come out, come have a vibe, and just have fun.
How have you been able to maintain or keep up for so long? It's decades, I would imagine. How have you've been able to keep up the energy, the momentum throughout all the years? And even the relevance, which is a challenge, right?
Yeah, it's just to keep at it, you know what I mean? Just don't quit. So I just didn't stop. Just don't stop. And then you guys have to get in tune to technology as well.
Yeah.
Because as technology changes, you have to change with it. You know, so, you know, it went from mix CDs, to like SoundCloud, then YouTube, then Instagram, TikTok. So you just have to just be active and just keep up to date.
That's good advice. Yeah. So we're looking forward to Willy Chin headlining this Bacchanal Sunday, John. It takes place July 27th.
That's next weekend.
That's next weekend. Where can we get tickets?
So tickets are actively on the Quick Pass app. We're encouraging people to download that app. That app makes everything so easy, man. You could buy a ticket from anywhere. It's so easy to purchase. You use your local debit card. You use the international credit card. You can use any card that is yours to purchase it. But what I must say, for those who do not know Willy Chin, we're releasing in this week Get to Know Willy Chin. I mean, his personality, his charismatic personality is so vibrant that we have to showcase what this guy is about, who this guy was, or what you should be expecting. Get to know what he will bring, right? His energy is different. I've seen him so many times, and he has always delivered. I've never heard a set that Willy comes and plays lazy or doesn't expel like a great production out of his music, man. He's so creative. So I'm trying to push that. I'm trying to showcase that by simply getting people to know Willy. Right, so we turn up the Lee production, the Lee promotion in a different way. We did a skit with Chosen Kid Belize. It's very funny, showcasing where the Grand Resort is. We're looking to get people to know another series that where the Grand Resort is, 10 things to know about the Grand Resort, 10 things to know about Willy Chin. Right? So we're pushing a different kind of promotion. So it's not that boring, just the video ad or the TV interviews. You get to know who this guy is and what he brings to Belize.
So that will be on Facebook?
It will be on Facebook on our platform, Mars Production Belize. Facebook, Mars Production Instagram, Mars Production _Belize. Facebook, Mars Production Belize.
All right. Well, get to know Willy and get to know the event.
Come to find the event. I mean, Bacchanal Sunday is something that's always sold out.
Yeah,
the first one was extreme. The second one was more extreme. This one I expect him to come and
it's a day party.
It's a day party. It starts at 3, finishes at 10. So we can be in our bed by 11, 10:30, 11.
And good again for Monday.
And then the official after party, if you want to party more, would be at Thursday.
All right. Well, John, Willy Chin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Belize. I'm looking forward. Love you.
All right. We take our final break now, but don't go anywhere because we have one more conversation to look forward to, inspiring the next generation with girl empowerment.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy 8. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
As an athlete, orthopedic health is very important. Our bodies can be so strong and yet still so delicate. Injury is something that we cannot prevent. We could try to mitigate the risk of extreme injuries. However, it is very, very important that you know and understand your body.
As we get older, our bones are getting softer. It's hard to treat degeneration which already happened. The first treatment is a lifestyle modification and the support of physiotherapists. I am Dr. Sergey Adonin, an orthopedic surgeon, and we are watching Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. This is our final conversation, but certainly not the least. We are here to talk about summer camp, and this one's I think, stranger or I think not unusual to you guys. We have spoken about Girls of Color Takeover. I believe it was just about last year that we had Dr. Teresa Hernandez on the couch with us. She's a global youth empowerment coach. She's born Belizean, and she is doing her part to give back to her community, particularly young girls in Dangriga. So we are joined this morning by Charlene Augustin. She is a camp member. We also have here with us Mia Vera and Kelsey Palacio, all girls that are a part of Girls of Color Takeover. Ladies, thank you for joining us and welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. So we're here to talk about another year of Girls of Color Takeover here in Belize, Summer Camp Edition. And of course, Teresa, it's a pleasure to see how you continuously inspire young girls from your community to become entrepreneurs, one, and to become leaders as well in their own right. Absolutely. Let's talk about this year's summer camp and what's taking place.
Yes, so we literally just closed it out on Friday. It was so powerful, so impactful, another year of success and of impact. And it was just a really great experience for the girls this year. As you've mentioned, some of them have been in the program for a few years already. And Kelsey is her first time with us. But you know, this year we really honed in on entrepreneurship, as you mentioned, leadership skills, confidence building, which is important, right? Whatever you do in life, you have to have that confidence. We tapped a little bit on self-esteem, self-love. So some really important life skills. And at this age, it's the perfect time to empower them and to get them going with that type of mentorship. So it was very good.
You're a Belizean living in the diaspora, but you've made it your mission to return as much as possible to give back to your hometown, Dangriga. Talk about the importance of doing that for you.
Well, growing up in Dangriga, for me it's amazing because it's a full circle, right? You know, going to this, graduating from the school that some of them actually attend, you know, and going to the high school where we had the summer camp. It's just a full circle. It's a rewarding feeling. And growing up in Dangriga, again, just being able to see the women that were in my life as entrepreneurs and seeing them being the head of the household and, you know, doing what they have to do to support the family. I grew up around that. So I wanted to be able to also show the girls when opportunities don't come your way, you know, you could become an entrepreneur and create your own opportunity. And so with that, with me growing up seeing that in my community and from the women around me, I was able to, you know, bring my skills, my experience, my knowledge, my education to pour back into the girls back here in Belize. So.
And you're a published author as well. We have your book here with us. Speak about the resources that you've been able to use from your own life and creating yourself for these young women.
Yes, of course. So this book, it's my heart and joy. I poured so much of my experience, my education, everything into it. And also as an entrepreneur myself, you know, I put a lot of it in here. It's like a blueprint, how to start your own business from the ground up. So I use it in my programs. I use it here in Belize. I use it in Africa to teach the youths out there too, just how to network, how to build relationships with investors, how to market their business. You know, it's a really great book for somebody who might still have a 9-to-5, but they want to maybe have something on the side and they don't know how to start. So this is a really great blueprint on just getting that entrepreneurial journey going.
Well, we got to take the word from the participants. We can't necessarily fully go on what you're saying. And we have here with us Mia Vera. She is 3 years on the program so far. Mia, what has your experience been like being a part of Girls of Color Takeover?
Well, my experience has been good. Miss Teresa here, she has shown me a lot and I have been growing on that, on all that she has showed me. She had showed me confidence building, leadership, and entrepreneurship.
Did you want to be an entrepreneur before being a part of Girls of Color Takeover?
Yes.
What do you want your business be?
I want to have a clinic, but I want to be the doctor, so I want to own my own clinic.
Well, that's right. What do you think is what's one of the important lessons that you've learned about entrepreneurship?
If someone, like when someone tells you, let's say for example, your hair does not look good or something, it's because they want to have what you have.
That's a very specific lesson she learned. We also have here with us Charlene Augustine. She's been a part of the program for 2 years so far. Yes. Let's talk about what your experience has been like.
My experience has been great. Miss Teresa is a wonderful woman here. I have learned a lot about her.
How about entrepreneurship? Did you want to be an entrepreneur prior to this?
Actually, I want to be a Coast Guard.
Oh, okay. So you have a side business?
Yeah.
How has this helped to build your confidence?
My confidence has been building a lot.
Yeah.
We have done negative thoughts and positive thoughts. We turned our negative thoughts to a positive thoughts, and that really built my confidence.
How do you do that? Teach me something about how you turn
We could use that a lot of times.
into a positive thought. Like, what's one of the steps you would take?
Like, I just say that how I don't like my hair, I could change that to a positive thought and say my hair is beautiful in its own way.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. Wow, your hair is beautiful in its own way.
My own way, right?
We also have Kelsey Palacios. She is one of the newest members and also one of the youngest on the couch here with us. Kelsey, why did you want to be a part of this program?
So my mom told me, Miss Teresia said, who want to go to the summer classes? And my mom said, Kelsey, you want to try the first time? And then I tell my mom, yes, ma. And then the next day I got and they treat me good, and then I'm in love it, and next year I going.
Is there anything you learned? What's one thing you learned from the whole program?
I learned about
You learn anything about entrepreneurship?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you learn about that?
I learned about entrepreneurship. I want to be a BDF, and I want to take my own business.
I saw somebody brought a makeup product there. Is that for display? Is that you want to talk something about that? Or you just brought that for?
So this year, last year they made perfumes and body oils. This year they were able to do their own lip gloss.
Oh.
So they didn't bring any of their lip gloss samples, but this is. Oh, you have one?
You're in a vehicle. All
So
right.
these are just things that I have personally made as an entrepreneur. So the book and the lip gloss, just walking the talk, right? Showing them that these things are possible. So they did lip glosses this year. Did you guys enjoy that?
Yes, miss.
Yeah.
I remember when you brought your
lip gloss last year. Yes.
Well, this is just 3 of
there
the
goes their
many
lip gloss.
women that were impacted by Girls of Color Takeover. And I have to say, Teresa, it's always a pleasure to have you here with us every year. I feel like this is probably the 3rd year I've been speaking to you, at least it feels like. But to see that you've been able to use all the resources and the opportunities that you were given, and not only take advantage of it for yourself, but to share it with the community that you've come back that you've come from as well, I think really speaks volumes.
Yes,
so we
thank
are
you.
concluding the summer camp, but do you have any other future projects and initiatives that you would like to share?
Yes, of course. So, you know, this is actually a movement. It's an initiative and a program that I want to take throughout Belize, not just in Dangriga. You know, of course, that's my hometown, and you know, the hometown is always your number one, you know, place where you pour into, right, giving back. But I wanted, it's a movement. It's becoming very impactful, and the community is getting involved. As a matter of fact, I want to just say some thank you to the people who have made it possible for me. Some of the sponsors. I want to thank UNICEF Belize. They actually came down to the south, to Dangriga, on the first day of the camp to support the camp. They were also one of our sponsors, so I'm very grateful for them. We're actually going to go visit them after seeing you guys.
Oh, fantastic.
You know, I want to thank Pelican Resort in Dangriga. Make sure whenever you guys are in Dangriga in the south, you go visit Pelican. They're very well known for their hospitality, for customer service, just the ambience. I want to thank the Jude Belize Foundation for just sponsoring some of the girls as well. That was a really great help. Belize Bank, Dangriga Branch, Dangriga Town Council, Belizean Dreams. Again, if you're in the south, in Hopkins area, visit them for their professionalism, their great hospitality as well. I want to thank Maurice, which is from the Garifuna radio station 91.7 FM, for highlighting the program, for also coming to the closing of the ceremony to highlight that as well, and just a few other people that really took time to pour into the camp, and whether it's small or big, everybody's contribution really helped made it successful. I want to thank Shaw Lenore Hotel, again in Dangriga, for their sponsorship. Ray Don for really helping pouring into making sure that the girls get something to eat every day. Stacy Sebastian, she sent the lip glosses. Carla Cayetano, she's always on the ground supporting the girls and supporting me. And again, for everybody all my volunteers that came this year, one of my friends came from the States, Brianna Davison, Shanika Hernandez, Zaya Sutherland, these girls, Troyisha Parks, they were all very supportive and very big part of the camp. So I'm very grateful. And just two more names that I can't forget. I want to just also thank Miss Nadia Callis from the Belize National Teachers Union for her support, Bernadette Griggs for just sponsoring and giving words of wisdom. When you think about these people that just poured into you and said, how can I help? That's what makes it successful, and we're looking for more community partners to make it even more of a bigger impact next year.
Excellent. Right. Well, that sounds wonderful, and we can't wait to see what next year looks like for you young entrepreneurs. It's a pleasure.
Thank you guys for having us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Well, that does it for this morning's show. It has been a complete pleasure having everyone here with us, and also you guys for tuning in with us. It is July 15th, and we have a birthday shout out.
A birthday shout out. I don't see it here, but I believe we've prepared a graphic for it. So
yes,
we want to say happy birthday to one of our faithful viewers celebrating 60 years, Arena. Huge milestone. We want to say happy birthday to Miss Kathleen Flowers.
Yay! Happy birthday, Miss Kathy. We appreciate your comment every morning, sharing your thoughts on the various discussions taking place on the morning show. I understand that you tune in faithfully on Tuesday and Thursdays for nephew, for watch your nephew.
You tune in every day, man. Come on.
But it's a really, really, I think, wonderful feeling knowing that there are people who believe in the product that we push out as well, and so we really appreciate you, Miss Kathy, and we hope that you celebrate a fantastic day today, and of course the rest of the week.
I call for cake. I call for cake.
And to anyone else celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you as well. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oie@channel5belize.com.
You can also catch us live on Facebook every weekday morning at Open Your Eyes BZ,
as well as Instagram for behind the scenes contents. That's OIE Belize. You can even text us or call us on our OIE phone number. That's 675-2555. But don't forget, because today is Tuesday, and that means that it is KTV. I know that a lot of you are excited to tune in. If you have not purchased your tickets as yet, you can do so. We have them on sale here at our studios on Coney Drive. They're only $5. But if you can't get them here, you can also get them at the 88 Shopping Center here in Belize City as well. Only $5. Also at the Bliss when they do go on sale 6 o'clock tonight. But thanks again for joining us, and please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes
and start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful Tuesday, Belize. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.